Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we got for you. Elon Musk and Twitter, Stuart Alderati, the Ripple legal team, SEC chairman suggesting shared oversight. We'll tell you with who. Ripple responds to an SEC motion, and UK government, a global crypto tech hub. We're going to get into that. European Parliament knows exactly what Ripple and XRP is, by the way. And how about this? What's the technical analysis on XRP today? How high can XRP go this cycle by May or June? Let's roll that beautiful intro and find out.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen. Everything that we're talking about here today, $2.133 trillion market cap for crypto. We're off by 0.01% this morning, but Bitcoin is 45,800 plus, Ethereum $3,400 plus. XRP has slipped to the number 9 spot to 82 cents this morning. We're off by more than 6% on the 7-day. The range of price is 81 cents on the bottom and 83 cents on the top. And yes, that's right. We are talking about the asset that I believe will become a bridge currency for the world, no doubt about it. Take a look at this morning, ladies and gentlemen, because this is where you can go to link2.com, private investing made simple, to buy Ripple shares, not the XRP token, but Ripple shares to the company. That's right. And right now we're looking at less than 8,000 shares remain. Don't mess around, ladies and gentlemen. And take a look at this, because I want you to see this. Dapper Labs is on here, and BitPay was just added as well. And don't forget about the top seller Uphold and Link2 itself. This is a remarkable opportunity and time. Don't mess around. And if you're not accredited, go register anyway. You can get so much data and information on each company. It's just remarkable. Let's get into the news. Link is underneath the video. Elon Musk becomes Twitter's largest shareholder. You know, he just put out a poll that says, who wants an edit button? I know I do. And I also put in there as well, and I say this not because I'm right, not because I'm left, but I say this because we know that Twitter has been really, really strong-arming people on the right side of the fence politically, and really quieting them and knocking them off of, suspending them, muting their accounts, shadow banning them, things of that nature. This is not even a guess. This has been happening. And I tell you, no matter where you stand politically, and I align more as a libertarian, but no matter where you align politically here, I would like to think that no matter where you fall, you should see the wrong in this, and you should suggest and try to push as much as you can for everybody to have a right to speak their voice, no doubt about it. And let's hope that we see that maybe happen and return back to the platform. Looking right here from notfinancialadvice.crypto. We're going to go through this very quickly here, but he has done some digging on this rabbit hole, and it's for fun as much as it is for the information and what it really means to all of us. Now, we all know how deeply Ripple is involved, being a member already on the standard body committee for ISO 20022, which is the de facto new global payment messaging language that has been around for a while, but being adopted by everyone at this point. And this is where he started with this image and this lift grabbing this blue container here. He runs through here, and I'll go very quickly, and shows the similarities you see with symbolism being used as this diagram for sustainable development goals here. And then he goes through here and shows us how they're also in the United Nations, and Zange or Zang.com here, which you see is obviously a Ripple partner built on the XRP ledger, as you can see, because we know that exchange, that securities exchange, is bringing carbon credit solutions to the XRP ledger through Zange.com, and that is very exciting. Again, the symbolism, all of this that we're seeing tied together. It shows Zange here as well is the first securities exchange focused on sustainable development goals and will act in line with the United Nations roadmap. It says, and it's not just XRP, the currency, that brings and contribute to these goals. Ripple, the company, will as well. Obviously, we see here more tie in here. And then it comes down to here, and you see this. The artist here is a guy or a person named Sasan Tipchai, I think it is. And if you look here, he also ties in that this artist happens to be someone who is his work is consistently used with the United Nations and the World Economic Forum as well for Sustainable Development Goals known as SDGs. So this artist is even tied in. The point he's making here, along with the real information we all are aware of, whether it's Ripple on the ISO 20022 or whether it's, Zange.com built on top of the XRP ledger, those very real things. It is really, really intriguing to me. In conclusion, he says, there's level of stuff that go much deeper than just the surface, and he's going to continue to keep looking. But the link between Sasan Tipchai, the UN, the World Economic Forum, makes him feel almost certain that the photo Ripple used in their ISO 2022 announcement is a subtle nod to the Sustainable Development Goals movement, and it makes even more confident that XRP will ultimately succeed. He sees a lot of symbolism here, just like you see on the dollar and things of that nature. And I just found it intriguing to show you that before we go on. Now check this out really quickly here. This is a speech that was given by Gary Gensler. And boy, I tell you, we're going to talk about some symbolism here. Stuart Alderati tears him up for this opening comment where he says, it's great to be with you all at this event, particularly at University of Pennsylvania is his alma mater. And he was over at Wharton. And he says, what I knew of the law school is that the library stacks were a great place to study. It was so quiet there, though he doesn't know if it's still the case. His little funny joke he makes there. Stuart Alderati, Ripple legal team. So let me get this straight. Gary Gensler isn't a lawyer, but he once visited a law library. Oh, if it wasn't costing so much, it would be even funnier. But however, the letter or the speech, of Gary Gensler at the University of Pennsylvania goes on to talk about many different issues with crypto and exchanges. And one of the things that he mentions here is the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, suggests sharing regulatory oversight of crypto with the SEC. Now, I think if I'm reading and understand this right, one, we know Gary Gensler wants all the securities exchange crypto exchange platforms, to register with the SEC. Now, with that being said, I believe that there may be something in here we want to pay close attention to because Securities Exchange Commission Gary Gensler said his agency is considering how to split oversight of crypto trading platforms between the SEC and the regulator of the U.S. commodities platform or regulatory agency, as most platforms include tokens that fit definitions, securities, as well as commodities. He said, I've asked the staff to work with the Commodities Futures Trade Commission, CFTC, on how we jointly might address such platforms that might trade both crypto-based security tokens and some commodity tokens, he said during Monday's remarks at the University of Pennsylvania's Law School. He said here, securities and commodities are intertwined on today's crypto trading platforms, suggesting neither agency could act as a sole watchdog over such venues. The chairman shared his customary suspicions at the conference, which focused on the future of crypto, saying, all the recent industry advertising, including and during the Super Bowl, doesn't equate to credibility. There's a lot of innovation, but plenty of hype, Gensler said. As in other startups fields, many projects likely could fail. Certainly, that's for sure. But here's what I'd like. Here's what I want to say. One, I have to ask the question here. If he is certain that there are securities and commodities that are mixed on the same platform and it's calling for both agencies to have a collective or collaborative oversight because of that, well then, Gary, why don't you tell us which ones fall under your purview and which ones fall under the CFTC purview? Why don't you do that, Gary? Because that's something that you haven't had the backbone to do until now. Tell us that Ethereum and Bitcoin are not securities out of your mouth, knowing that 20 to 30 whales control Bitcoin and knowing that JPM Morgan really owns Ethereum network at this point, and it certainly was an ICO, the first ever ICO ever launched without filing with the SEC. Please say that out loud, Gary. Looking right here, let's get an update on the case. The SEC versus Ripple and the defendants included here. Ripple responds, shout out to Jim Filan here, to the SEC motion regarding the redactions and relies on the SEC's representations in court's review to determine whether the redaction or redacted portions rather expressly reflect the author's own thinking or reflect otherwise. So let's take a look at this. It says to Judge Netburn here, defendants Ripple Labs, Bradley Garlinghouse, and Christian Larson respectfully submit this response to the SEC request for leave to redact portion of handwritten notes by the SEC staff. While the SEC has submitted unredacted versions of these notes to court, defendants have not had the opportunity to review the redacted portions and accordingly must rely on SEC's representations and the court's review of the SEC submissions as to whether those redacted portions expressly reflect the author's own thinking or reflect deliberations or communications among the SEC staff during the meeting. Remember, there's a fine line of what they're actually able to see or not see because of that. But the judge knows all, so the judge should be able to contribute in this if she so chooses. Provided that they do, and based on the information currently available to them, defendants do not presently challenge the SEC's redactions. However, they reserve all rights with respect to these documents, including as to whether any redactions are appropriate given the lack of any specifically identified deliberative process to which they related. So, and then it goes here, just there's nothing else other than to see the signatures from it. You see Matthew Solomon on there as well as everyone else. Take a look at this. Let's get on to the next piece. We got to move quickly here. There's a lot to go over. I believe this will become a real talking point even more than it already is today, and possibly in the same boat along with, or Tether may end up in the same boat along with it. What happens when a stable coin stops being stable? Well, this article is awful timely, understanding that we're seeing the UK and many other places around the world move to adopt stable coins. Check this out. It points out Neutrino USD, USDN, was lesser known stablecoin on CoinMarketCap. However, at press time, all eyes were on USDN as it slipped down to 86 cents and plunged 10% in 24 hours in the last week. That is a real watermark for regulatory oversight, ladies and gentlemen. Don't think that the regulators and governments around the world are going to miss an opportunity to point it out. Shout out to Crypto Insight UK. We're moving to some news now in the UK. And I got to shout, Crypto Insight UK, Watcher.Guru, and Zachary Duncan for sending this over to me. Appreciate every one of you. And they do great. And make sure you give Crypto Insight UK a follow. He does a great job. Look right here. It's from the government.uk website. Government website, ladies and gentlemen. And this gets pretty cool pretty quick. And it says, government set out a plan to make the UK a global crypto asset technology hub. The government today has announced moves that will see stablecoins recognized as valid form of payment as a part of the wider plan to make Britain a global hub for crypto asset technology investment. Just some of these bullet points I want to give you here very quickly. I have a highlighted section I want to show as well. Stablecoins to be brought within regulation, paving the way for their use in the UK as a recognized form of payment. It's a big move, ladies and gentlemen. Announcement part of a series of measures to make the UK a global hub for crypto asset technology and investment. Measure include legislating for a financial market infrastructure sandbox to help firms innovate, and the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, lead a crypto sprint, working with the Royal Mint on an NFT and engagement group to work more closely with the industry. Now, this is all part of a package of measures to ensure the UK financial services sector remains on the cutting edge of technology. Introducing a financial market infrastructure sandbox to enable firms experiment and innovate. It says establishing crypto asset engagement to work more closely with the industry, exploring ways of enhancing the competitiveness of the UK tax system to encourage further development of the crypto assets, as well as many other points made there. But what I want to take you to right here is this. The Chancellor also announced that the UK will proactively explore the potentially transformative benefits of distributed ledger technology in UK financial markets, which enables data to be synchronized and shared in a decentralized way to potentially achieve greater efficiency, transparency, and resilience. The government will legislate to establish a financial market infrastructure, FMI sandbox, that will enable firms to experiment and innovate in providing the infrastructure services that underpin markets, in particular by enabling distributed ledger technology to be tested. The government further confirmed that it will initiate a research program to explore the feasibility and potential benefits of using distributed ledger for sovereign debt instruments. Okay? Bonds, things of that nature. Come on in now. This is getting interesting. And a nice reminder here, Ripple joined the Digital Pound Foundation, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. October 14th, just reported in the morning video how we listened to David Morgan tell on Stansberry Research how he's been hearing talk in his circles, who's a macroeconomist and a gold guy and other investments. In his circles, he's hearing how the U.S. digital dollar could be put on the back of an XRP token, and we know Ripple is already on the Digital Pound Foundation. We also know that Ripple had a proof of concept with the Bank of England back in 2017. Now, they don't have all the agency oversight, webbing, and spaghetti noodle kind of business going on with regulatory agencies in England. It's a pretty streamlined system they have there. Take a look at this, because remember this? This was in February of this year, just a couple months ago, really, where Ripple announced they were excited they were joining the Digital Euro Association as a supporting partner to further develop their work with the CBDCs. This is a think tank, just like the Digital Dollar Project, right? You know, coming up with how you could make the best offering for a digital euro for 27 or 29 nations it is, right? And then we see the European Parliament. Now, this is from TAIG right here. Give him a follow. He's a Hall of Famer. And unique Ethereum inventors, Ripple's inventors, unlike, Ethereum's inventors, which did an ICO, Ripple inventors did not sell a portion of XRP via a crowd sale upon XRP's creation to fund Ripple Labs. It was already created. The company was privately funded. Ripple is an open source peer-to-peer decentralized digital payment platform that allows for near instantaneous transfers of currency regardless of their form. A complement to the system, essentially, is what we're seeing here. You know, looking at what is rolling out here, I don't know about you, but this stuff is rolling out pretty damn fast the way I see it. Now, is it fast as I'd like? No. I would like to already be in 3-digit range, 4-digit range for XRP, but we're not there. And, I look at price every day when I do the show, but outside of that, I don't look at price a lot. Because, unless the technical analysts tell me, hey, there's a window of opportunity that we could see an upshot or a downshot, of the price moving up or down. And if it moves down, I try to consider whether I want to continue to accumulate, which I have done every opportunity that I possibly could and still do. Not financial advice, but I'm just sharing my digital perspectives here. But guess who else is sharing their digital perspectives? It's Crypto Bull XRP 2020 here, who says XRP to $12 to $13 by May or June. And then it's endorsed and retweeted by CoinsKit. Now, both of these guys are appreciated in favorites here on this channel. And it's really nice to see a couple technical analysts that aren't arguing with one another, but reading the same tea leaves on the charts. And for a longer outlook here, we get this from Crypto Bull 2020 as well, where he says, using historical data here, it is possible for XRP to reach $32 this cycle. Now, that is amazing. Now, I don't know how far this cycle goes, whether this cycle means the end of the year or what have you, but I tell you, look, there, you know, whether it's Crypto Bull 2020, Coins Kid, or whether it's Dark Defender, or anybody else that we've really looked at and appreciated their TA work on this channel, technical analysts are seeing an upside here. Now, again, fundamental news, I tend to think we have to have some kind of positive outcome, or at least news going forward with the Ripple case, in order to see something like that really bring on the kind of clarity we need, or finality to that resolution to that case, that really says it's okay for the largest players of the world to begin to participate, because I believe they're the ones that are going to really move the market to these kind of prices. I don't think retail is going to move it by itself to these numbers. And the reason I think that is because the real intended use of the asset is for using for payments and settlement of derivatives and things of that nature. And truthfully, that's the moment I'm really here for. So anything that's positive before then is nothing but, you know, sprinkles on top of ice cream as far as I'm concerned. And speaking of sprinkles on top of ice cream, how about this? The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto from I Trust Capital, ladies and gentlemen. They have a lot of choices that you can participate in, and you need to check them all out if you're interested, because I tell you, it is a joy to go to iTrust and buy tax-free crypto. No monthly fees to open an account, and tons of benefits to having a crypto IRA. Make sure you check it out. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Check out all the links underneath the video, and I'll catch all of you on the next one.